collaboration with Sam came from word-of-mouth referrals, as it always is, probably. Over the years we worked with several customers and artists, and one of them knew someone who knows someone that needed a song for the new album of Sam Smith. Then we received a call from the label, and of course we immediately agreed to be on board. Well, in our case it was pretty uncomplicated actually. The song was already written and the vocals were recorded, so that we didn't have so much contact with Sam musically. Of course they had some ideas and some soft guidelines that we had to follow concerning the production and the arrangement, but mostly we were completely free in our creative decisions. Basically they wanted the song to be a bit mysterious. When you listen closely to the lyrics it all makes sense in a way. The pumping and synthetic sounding dark bass lines and the mystic reverse piano sound. After we received the vocals of the track we started with the instrumental. We basically built all the music around the existing vocals of Sam until we had just the right feeling about it and we said that's how we want it to sound. Then we got the response of the label and luckily they loved it, which made us pretty happy of course. In our case we also had to get the okay of Sam's management. That was quite interesting to see how many entities were actually part of such a production that had to approve our idea before we were able to proceed and to put the finishing touches on the song. For us the final touch means the mixing and the little production tweaks that make the song sound more interesting. Then they sent it out to the mastering engineer and after a couple of weeks it was already in the stores. We both met at the SAE Institute in Cologne, Germany, where we studied audio engineering. After that I studied media management and we got our feet wet in the industry by working for different studios and agencies. And of course we always had been producing and making music for quite some time. Once in a while we had some producing jobs that were more interesting and bigger until we said, why don't we do that as a full-time job? That's exactly what we did. We rented our first little studio and step by step we got bigger jobs and we made some interesting connections. And so we built things up to where they are now. We strongly believe that it is very important to do each of these steps at a time and as good as you can, so that you make a name for yourself, a branding if you like that guarantees a certain quality. Without that, it is very hard to earn the trust of important clients. That is easily explained, you're right. We as Berger and Shaqiri have a certain sound that we produce and stand for. And that is very important because as an artist you definitely want to have a unique sound. But we are also and mainly music producers that produce for others. And as music producers we want to have a broader repertoire that makes us being able to produce almost every genre and to fulfill the wishes of the artists we're working for. As producers we are definitely not stuck in one little tiny genre that we can't overcome. And that's why the Sam Smith song doesn't sound so much like a Berger and Shaqiri track, because if Sam asks, he gets what fits to the album and the song, and not something that sounds just like a certain style. Above all, it's about the difference between us as artists and contractors, if you want, which we are. We run our own studio and work for different artists that come to us saying something like, hey, I was listening to this song in the radio and I want to sound just like that. And you gotta be able to do that in order to survive in the industry. The other aspect is Berger and Shaqiri. This is where we are completely free to do whatever we want and what we feel is the best way to express ourselves. And we decided to stick with the deep house sound that we produce and love. That doesn't mean that we don't like the sound that we produce for others. We always have to in order to do the job as good as we want to. We need to feel that we can improve the production and that we understand and like the music the artist has in mind. Otherwise we just wouldn't do it.